afternoon. We're currently waiting for Mr. Rutherford to reappear, so relax and enjoy the moment. After I speak, students will take over the operation here, and we're looking forward to the choir's performance and looking forward to honoring some of our 11th graders. So thank you for your patience. I expect Mr. Rutherford anytime. I think things look pretty good.
Okay.
What do you think?
Where do you want me?
Anywhere you want?
I'm gonna sit by Miss Murray. No, I'm gonna sit in the row back there.
Good afternoon, Caldwell High School staff, students, and guests. We extend a special welcome to the district superintendent, Mr. Casey Cottrell. Today, we celebrate the induction of new members into our chapter of the National Honor Society. This society, which has existed for almost 100 years, has included many students, parents, and even some of our staff. It is a prestigious award and an accomplishment to join Caldwell High School's National Honor Society. It takes hard work, dedication, and leadership to accomplish the thing that these students do. Now, if you could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. It is an honor for me to introduce Mrs. Bunner in the CHS choir. Mrs. Bunner has been teaching music and directing the choirs at the Caldwell schools since 1996. Please give a hand to the Caldwell Mixed Choir, directed by Mrs. Maisie Bunner.
I light the candle of scholarship. Maybe. It's my privilege to introduce to you Miss Meredith, who will speak about scholarship. Miss Meredith earned her bachelor's degree in secondary education from Kent State University and her master's degree in English literature from the University of Akron. She has been teaching at Caldwell for 19 years, where she teaches 9th grade, 10th grade, and CCP English courses. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Beth Meredith.
Today I have the opportunity to speak to you about something dear to my heart, scholarship, one of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. Despite popular stereotypes of students being bound to their desks with piles of books, being a true scholar doesn't have to be boring. In fact, a scholar is someone who is adventurous and curious. He or she wants to make sense of our surroundings, comprehend how society functions, understand the inner workings of technology, and to just explore the world and our place in it. Like a young child, a scholar's curiosity leads him to ask the questions why and how repeatedly. We can think of Albert Einstein, arguably one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, who said, "I have no special talents, I'm only passionately curious." Passion, a true and abiding love for knowledge, is the next hallmark of a scholar. He or she will love to learn and to learn in as many fields or disciplines as possible. He or she knows that, as Doris Roberts, actress from Everybody Loves Raymond, said, everybody's a teacher, if you listen. Socrates, the famous ancient Greek philosopher, certainly understood that his passion led him to go about questioning people out on the street, both to encourage them in thinking for themselves and to challenge himself, because he realized, as he said, he knew nothing. Yet that didn't stop Socrates from the pursuit of knowledge. His passion led him to continually search for answers, and his enthusiasm pulled others along for the ride. Enthusiasm is yet another key trait of a scholar. It means that a scholar's love of learning is so great that he or she just can't help but to share and talk about it. As I look back in time, I remember one of my favorite teachers who taught a Russian history class in high school. Normally, he was a reserved and quiet man, but when he lectured, he really got warmed up to his subject. He would invariably begin to literally jump up and down, waving his hands wildly as he would exclaim about Catherine the Great or the Bolshevik Revolution. And we loved it. because his enthusiasm brought the subject alive for us. Enthusiasm is catching. Education is not the filling of the pail, Yeats once said, but the lighting of a fire. All of our inductees today show the traits of curiosity, passion, and enthusiasm as they approach their education. They've lit that fire and will continue to kindle it throughout their educational career and beyond. They know that education isn't just about maintaining a certain grade point average or about making an honors a group or acceptance into a prestigious school. It's about personal growth and discovery and making a meaningful contribution to the world. Abraham Maslow, the famous psychologist, had it right when he claimed you will either step forward into growth or you're step backward into safety. The young scholars today are facing us and stepping forward, and they deserve to be commended for their efforts. Congratulations to our inductees.
I light the candle of leadership. Today, I have the privilege of introducing Miss Julie LaFollette. Miss LaFollette has been devoted to teaching at Caldwell High School for 20 years. Classes that Miss LaFollette have taught include physical education, weightlifting, and yoga. In addition to various coaching duties, she has filled leadership roles, serving as the athletic director for 3 years and faithfully performing the duties of MC at our pep rallies year after year. Representing leadership, Ms. LaFollette.
Leadership is a diverse topic. Some people lead from the front, follow me into battle. Some lead from the back, planning and working behind the scenes. Others lead to have power over others, to tell people what to do. But to me, a true leader inspires. I've been lucky enough in my life to have known 2 great leaders, coaches who inspired those around them, including me, to be the best they could be. Coach Perry Reese is best known for his successes at Highland. But before that, he coached at my high school. When he came, we were the proud owners of the longest losing streak in boys basketball in the state of Ohio. I'd like to say that he led us to a state championship, but he didn't win one of those until he went to Highland. However, we did win 5 games that season. He made the entire school feel like we were champions. He pushed all of us to be the best we could be, not only in the classroom, but on the court as well. Or in life as well. Messed that up. Coach Donna Newberry was my softball and field hockey coach in college at Muskingum. And she was one of the most successful D3 coaches. She has over 900 career coaching wins in softball, including 1 national championship. She also had over 400 career wins in coaching basketball. For you girls out here who have grown up playing sports, she is one of the reasons you have that opportunity. She has been one of the biggest influences in my life. She inspired all of us to be our best, again, not just on the field, but in life as well. She led by example. She diligently worked to be the best she could be, both personally and professionally, while inspiring everyone around her to be the same. Things were not easy for these coaches. Both suffered adversity. Both died in the midst of their coaching careers, both in November and both of cancer. In their honor, I challenge all of us to inspire others, to build up those around us rather than to tear them down. To do this, we all need to start within ourselves. Make you the best you can be. This is something that we all struggle with. I know I am not the best I can be right now, both physically and mentally, but I'm working on it. When you are the best you can be, then you can lead others to be the best they can be. Thank you.
light the candle of service.
Today I'll be introducing Mr. Snyder. Mr. Snyder has taught at Caldwell for 14 years. He graduated from the Ohio State University with a bachelor's degree of science in agricultural education. He is the instructor of a variety of career prep courses involved in our ag program, and he is the leader of our very own Caldwell High School FFA chapter. Mr. Travis Snyder.
If you want to be happy for an hour, take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go fishing. If you want to be happy for a year, inherit a fortune, win the lottery. If you want to be happy for a lifetime, help someone. This is a Chinese proverb, I think is what that's based off of, that leads into a lot I want to get to with you. And it's risky with that one because in a world where everyone seems to be telling us to do whatever makes you happy, I think there's a little more to it. And in using it, I don't want to stop short for the underlying meaning and follow through that needs to happen. Many consider a good deed here in their service, and they're not necessarily wrong, but I'm here to suggest that each of us can and should do more. We here at Caldwell Schools want each of you to experience fulfillment in life, not just go from one thing to the next, looking for some way to make yourself happy. Merriam-Webster defines service as contribution to the welfare of others. Helping someone, or charity, must start at home. And if you've heard that before, what it means is you need to have what you need for yourself before you can do what you should for others, if that makes any sense. So one task in front of all of us is to gain the skill and knowledge we can to be capable of doing what needs to be done and supporting ourselves. Each of us have been given different gifts and talents, and they are different. You know, here at Caldwell Schools, we're not intending to make a cookie cutter kind of situation where everybody comes out the same. We want to give you the opportunity to figure out what you are good at and how you can use it. As you master that, then and only then can you start figuring out how to help other people. We also must work to secure the foundation from which we work, studying to know what we believe and why, and aligning our actions accordingly. Much discretion needs to be used when you're determining whose examples you're going to follow and which philosophies you're going to employ. You cannot serve two masters. You can't believe one thing and do other things. We've got to make sure that we know what it is we stand for. For me, it's my relationship with God. That's the foundation from which I work. And there are a few excerpts from Scripture that exemplify a little bit of what I'm trying to say. In Colossians 3:23, it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. And it goes on to say, not for human masters. So whatever it is you're into, do it to the best of your ability and then some. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Comes from Matthew. When you are determining how you're going to live your life, you can say one thing, but it's what you do. It's where you're putting your money. It's where you're putting your time, which is the most valuable asset you have, that's going to determine what you're actually doing in this world. And in Matthew 25:40, what you do for the least of these, you do for me. So the best example of service, I feel, would be when Jesus came down to earth. He did not come through with shooting lightning bolts out of his fingers and striking people down and say, thou shalt kneel to me. That wasn't Jesus' role. When he was here, he served others. And for the most powerful being to walk the earth, to serve others, I'd say that's a pretty good example for what we should be doing. The challenge before each of us, then, is to build ourselves, acquiring all the knowledge and skill that we can. Be sure of the foundation from which we work, and align what we do in employing the talents that we have to influence our world in service.
I like the candle character.
Ms. Ford received her bachelor's degree from Western Governors University and has taught here at Caldwell for 3 years as an intervention specialist. She's been a student government advisor for 2 years and is also the freshman class advisor. It is my honor to introduce Ms. Natalie Ford, who will speak on character.
First, I'd like to thank you all for asking me to speak today at the Caldwell High School National Honor Society induction ceremony, and also to congratulate all those being inducted today into the National Honor Society. So today, I'm here to talk about character, which is one of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. Most of us would say that when we know good character, when we see it. Might need these, sorry. But a lot of times, people confuse people's character with their reputation. Character is much more than reputation. Reputation is only what others see on the outside and how they think about us. Our character is who we really are on the inside, even when no one is watching. Character is a collection of traits that make up an individual's personality, defining the way we think and the way we act in different situations. Some of those traits might be good, and some of those traits may be bad, but the type of person I think of when I hear the words good character is someone who is honest, dependable, and respectful, among other things. All of you here today have been selected to be part of National Honor Society because you embody all 3 of these things and much more. So here I'm going to read a quote from Honest Abe, Abraham Lincoln. Character is like a tree, and reputation is like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of. The tree is the real thing. At the end of the day, it ultimately doesn't matter how others perceive you. You know deep down that the content of your character is positive and strong. Now, do we have bad days? Of course we all do. That's what makes us human. But the key to good character is how we handle situations in the right way. Our character is actually what helps determine what is right and what is wrong. I remember seeing a quote years ago on my son's 3rd grade teacher's wall that read along the lines of what is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. But the message is clear. You, as student leaders, have the responsibility to always do the right thing. You are role models in this school to younger generations. The influence you have on people is immense. Remember, it's not what you look like that determines your character. You could have hair that's the color of the rainbow, maybe even a tattoo or a body piercing. Those things don't determine who you are as a person. It's what's on the inside that counts. You were all chosen for the National Honor Society because you all have good character. Thank you again for your time, and once again, congratulations to all.
As our ceremony nears its conclusion, it is time to open the 2020-2021 chapter of the Caldwell High School's National Honor Society for the purpose of inducting new members. Assisting with the induction is Ms. Fry, who teaches biological science at the Caldwell High School and has been teaching at our school for the past 6 years. It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Kelly Fry, who will tell us about the new inductees.
The first candidate for membership in the National Honor Society has been an active 4-H and other activities. She also works part-time in her family's business. She volunteers at athletic events, runs track and cross country, and is involved in the student government. Miss Zoe Kroc. Zoe is the daughter of Ryan and Abby Kroc of Caldwell. The next candidate for membership in NHS volunteers as a tutor, has been active in cheering, and runs track and cross country. She also works part-time at the Cambridge Country Club. Miss Bryn Block. Bryn is the daughter of John and Carrie Block of Cambridge. The third candidate for membership in NHS is active in the Conference Council of Youth Ministries and 4-H, has been in the CHS choir, and runs track and cross country. She also works full-time in the summer and part-time during the school year. Ms. Anna Lowers. Anna is the daughter of Andy and Wanda Lowers of Dexter City. And our final candidate for membership in NHS has served as a 4-H camp counselor and volunteers to help out at athletic events. She runs track and cross country, works part-time, and is active in her church. Miss Callie Hessen. Callie is the daughter of Randy and Gina Hessen of Maxburg.
I'll have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge to uphold.
I pledge to uphold
the high purpose of the National Honor Society,
the high purpose of the National Honor Society,
to which I have been selected.
to which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles
I will be true to the principles
for which it stands,
for which it stands,
and will maintain
and will maintain
and encourage the high standards
and encourage the high standards
of scholarship,
of scholarship,
leadership,
leadership,
service,
service,
and character.
and character.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll now be introducing Mr. Rutherford. Our principal, Mr. Rutherford, will be making our closing remarks. Mr. Rutherford is now in his third year as principal. He is a former dean of Washington State Community College and was instrumental in founding the Veritas Academy, a private school in Marietta. Mr. Ben Rutherford.
I'll be brief. This distinction serves as a formal acknowledgement of your achievements in scholarship, leadership, community service, and character. These pillars, in turn, reflect the mission of Caldwell High School and that of being a Redskin. Take chances and accept challenges. In so doing, you may struggle, but remember, growth comes through that struggle and challenge. Congratulations, and best wishes for your continued success. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and start dismissing. Ladies, if you wouldn't mind. What are they going to bring? All of our students in this section, please return back to your 8th period classrooms and collect your books, and you may be excused.
like to invite the families of the old members and the new members to remain behind for some photographs. All of our seniors, you may go. Please return to your 8th period classrooms and collect your things. Whoa, sophomores, not yet. I said seniors. Sophomores, you may return to your 8th period classrooms and collect your things and be excused.
No, you can still move around. But you can't see how many bullets have left in the